As you look at the way that your team handled 3 games in a week, how would you review the way that you guys stood up?
Yeah, I think what I said this week is I think it's great to know that we have this fighting spirit and we can get to a point where when it becomes crappy, we can win games, but it shouldn't become a default of what we do. I think what we've seen against Boston was great mentality, was a lot of grit in a very heavy week, but I don't want this to become our type of football or necessarily something we always go back to. Something we can use for 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a game or whenever we need it, but the default needs to be us being us.
Is it good to get back to your own beds, be able to be playing in front of your own home crowd?
Yeah, both. I think just being home, playing just where we are, knowing what we want to do, and then again, like being in front of our home crowd is just something you want to do. And we've had 2 good results on the road, and I think our biggest goal now is bringing this home and making sure that the people at home also see that we're making progress as a team.
You scored in 13 straight matches for the Royals. What has gone into this sort of reformation attacking-wise? Because at the beginning of the season last year, that wasn't the case.
It's just been more bold, I think. We want to have the ball, but the purpose of having the ball is scoring goals. And I think that's what we want to be doing every single time we get on the pitch. And I think that's kind of been a transformation. Like, yes, we still want to have the ball, but the reason for us to have the ball at the end of the day is to create goal-scoring opportunities. And I think that's a big one. I just asked Zooey as well what it would take to have another type of streak, which is a winning streak. And I think if we beat 3 games, then we have a winning streak. So that needs to be the objective, at least for the beginning of the season.
Set pieces are something that have worked so far this year. What has gone into the training ground, being able to create opportunities on that end?
Yeah, just some education, some understanding of what we want to do, but also looking at the qualities of the individuals we have. Is it a surprise that it's twice Tatum? No, it isn't, because if you look back at the statistics of Tatum, she's always been successful in aerial duels. So it's definitely finding the right players in the right spots and making sure they're successful. And there's a lot of creativity in it from a staffing point of view, a lot of credit for the goalkeeper coach who preps those. But then it's also just the players taking the decision, Chloe taking the decision, for Laura to pause that ball, then bring it in. Like that's all in the players. That's credit to them.
When you look at Mia Justice getting her first couple of games, how she stood up for the team, especially looking at that Washington game where she faced a couple of 1v1s.
She had a few games in games, and what I mean by that is if you look at her first game, you look at her last game, she made a lot of steps, and I think it's the hardest thing for a second goalkeeper to come in and play, and then playing more than 1 game, you also want to develop, you want to show something. It's not just that you're taking the stage just for 190 minutes, you know you're taking the stage for a few games, so how can we perform? And whilst we're performing, how can we also just grow as an individual? And Mia received some IDP points after the first game, after the second game, and she grew in all the points we gave her, so a lot of credit to her.
Diana Pierre-Louise, another player that got good playing time on the road trip. As she progresses in NWSL and getting more games under her belt, where can she go?
Yeah, like I've said it multiple times. I think she's an amazing player. I think I said there is a plan, there is a philosophy, and there is Diana, and she will do what the plan wants you, but she will also add something more to the plan. If I compare her within this league, she's definitely not at the level yet, but against a Dali type that roams around, finds herself space, and is really good on the ball. And the bits I've seen of her against San Diego, especially when there was some space, her getting on the ball, switching play, I think that was fun to watch. She struggled last week just because all of a sudden you go from not playing for, what was it, December, and you all of a sudden have to play 3 games in a week. So it's this week of rest, and then let's see what she can do on Friday.
Getting Mina back, how big of a boost is that to the attack that you've done?
Yeah, she's back to scoring goals as well, which took her a bit last season to score goals. And so I think it's great that upon arrival, she immediately scores her first goal, which is huge to us, obviously, because we all know Mina is a world-class striker. We're using it slightly different, but the goal-scoring ability doesn't decrease, so we got to put her in the right spot to score goals.
When you go against Chicago, they have a couple of attacking talents. U.S. Women's National Team camp member Denise Joseph, Julia Grosso with the Canadian National Team. What's the focus on stopping the Chicago Stars?
I think it's stopping it at source for us, and that's what we said. We know Sam Stapp can play it long with her left foot. She will go to Julia Grosso. We know on the other side we have an Alozi potentially. We have Hendrik coming back who like to feed those pockets too. So we have to stop them at source, which is what we always want to do in games: be a high pressing team, be intensive, intensive with what we do. So that's going to be the main objective when it comes to us defending, and attacking wise is being bold. We want players attacking. We want our 6s to show up behind their defensive lines, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow.